So viewers, welcome to Yume Japan, and here is the latest update on the pond construction. As you can see, pretty much all of the actual pond construction itself is complete. They're now doing the bases for the fish house, which will be the final pillars, if you like. Base pillars will be poured on Monday, and then at the end of next week they will start doing the erection of the steelwork for the frame of the fish house. Now, the fish house will be, as previously mentioned, pretty much state of the art. It will have automatic opening roof on it. It will have automatic shading. It will also have a secondary heat retention shading on there as well. The ponds themselves will be 37 tonnes and 60 tonnes. And both of those will be drum filtered and backy showered as well, and very heavily filtered, as well as being extensively controlled as well. So I think it's going to be an interesting summer. The water we've got, the borehole we've got on this land here is giving 60 tonnes of water per day, and the water itself is fantastic. It's basically this mountain, this area they call Niyama, apparently historically many years ago used to be a volcano, and allegedly is unique within Serra area insofar as it's very similar supposedly to the geology of the mountains in Miyoshi. And there's one region in Miyoshi which is very famous for making the Honshu, sake if you like, with brands such as Zuikan being particularly famous for that area. And the reason that areas like that are used for Nihonshu is because the water is supposedly so pure and so soft that the water itself doesn't add anything to the flavour of the sake that obviously comes from that rice. And that's also why Niigata is so famous for making sake. It's because the water itself is so pure, so you get the natural taste of the rice and its influence within the flavour of the sake, rather than the water or mineral content in the water adding something to it that the producers would rather wasn't there. So anyway, this water basically lends itself extremely well to koi. It's got a GH level or total hardness of I think about 38 milligrams a litre, I believe. TDS levels about 40, I think 43, 45, something like that at the moment. And anyway, moving on from all of that, this lot should be completed. The fish house should be done by the end of this month, and fiberglassing then after that, and the system should be up and running in March. So all exciting stuff. Now moving on from that again, the Yume Koi event. I'm sure you viewers have noticed that unlike previous years, there haven't been any updates of new fish going onto Facebook or onto the website this last autumn season. And that's because what I've been trying to do is to actually save all the fish up and hold them back for, if you like, a launch event, because of basically this pond and what we're trying to do here. So what we will be doing this coming week is launching all of the fish on the website. Everything will be priced up. All of the fish prices that will be on the website will be excluding growing fees. Now, the growing fees on these ponds here will be high, because these ponds will be extremely high running costs compared to other breeders' facilities. But I think the performance of the ponds will basically make all of that worthwhile. So the growing fees for keeping fish here during this summer will be 70,000 yen. But I think given the running cost, which I think will be about probably 2 million yen a year of running cost, I think that's pretty cheap going, as it were. Now, if you wish to leave fish with a breeder, that can also be done, but you would need to speak to me because it's case by case. Some breeders will keep koi for free, some breeders won't, so you'll need to touch base with me on that. But basically the prices are on the website. They will be plus growing fees, but the whole aim of all of this, with this launch of these fish all at this one timing, is that those fish have the basically they can stay in these ponds if you wish them to. But these ponds, or this year, is a very important year for us, because what I am trying to do is to make a huge statement with what we can do with these ponds. So it's not something that's going to be taken lightly. lightly. If you leave fish here, as a prime example, if a fish that goes into here, let's say around 50 centimetres, should be in the autumn, I think, around 65 cm. A fish that is 60 cm going into these ponds should be, I think, around 70, 72 cm, something like that, as sans eye, and also with particularly nice condition. Now, some of you will be aware that I have done some trials through last summer where I adapted a breeder's pond and basically put a drum filter on there, backy showers, and put a bunch of fish into that pond and ran the fish pond through last summer, because I really wanted to get a grip on what the light levels were like and what the actual summer temperatures would be like, and how easy it would be or how difficult it would be to actually keep the temperatures down to the levels that I wanted. And that testing went particularly well, or that trialling went very well. And the results with the pond were superb, absolutely superb. And that was literally with about 2.5 months of actual growing on the fish. The results are superb, the growth was great, condition was great. So I'm all kind of geared up, if you like, for getting a good result with these ponds. You'll know from previous experience, if you know me, that in the UK I was very known for choosing fish with a great future, but also for raising fish particularly well. And one prime example of that being was one Matsue Kahaku a few years ago, which to this day remains to be the only fish that's been grown from Tosai that has then won the BKKS show. And that was a 35 cm Matsue fish that, as Tosai, we raised through to 5 years old and 83 cm, where it won Grand Champion. And basically, all of the experience that I've had in the UK over the years, and all that I've learned from our ponds and customers' ponds and water testing and everything, is basically all of that has been put into these ponds here and into these fish that will be going into these ponds. So it's a lot of pressure on me to get the right results, but I am absolutely sure that we can. So please, if you feel so inclined, bite the bullet, buy one of the fish that you see on the website and take a chance on what we can do with it, because I think it will be worth it. So anyway, thank you very much. I will keep you posted with updates during the next few weeks as the fish house goes up. If you like what you see, subscribe. If there's anything in particular you would like to see, leave that in the comments or contact me directly, and I'll try to cover it once I've got more time with things. Thank you very much, and see you again.